build and fuel economic recovery in response to COVID-19. The government believes the best way to secure our recovery is to invest across the UK to level up, whilst ensuring we create the conditions for private enterprise to flourish.
Let's head to Norwich to visit Clive Lewis. Clive Lewis.
Thank you. The Chancellor would have received a letter signed by members across this House, including myself, asking for him to consider introducing a 4-day working week as a way of helping the country recover and create a better future post-COVID-19. So will the Chancellor commit to the Treasury exploring a 4-day working week as part of its economic planning for the recovery? And will he also meet with me and other members to discuss how we can work together to make shorter working times a reality?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The government believes that the best way of dealing with these issues is for workers to look at existing options available for flexible working and discuss them directly with their employers, rather than the government legislating for the entire UK workforce. But I'm very happy to meet him to discuss further on this topic, if he would like.
We now come to Robbie Moore.
Number 28, Mr. Speaker.
Minister Norman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With your permission, I should like to answer this question together with questions 29 and 30. As you all know, the Chancellor has announced an unprecedented package of support for high street businesses affected by the pandemic. In particular, the government is giving retail, hospitality and leisure businesses a year's business rates holiday. It's protecting commercial tenants from eviction and debt recovery. It's offering grants of up to £25,000 to eligible businesses and making sure that businesses have access to the financing they need as quickly as possible. And we stand ready to take further steps if necessary.
Robin Moore.
I thank my right honourable friend for that response. I recently visited a brilliant independent furniture store, Rooms, right in the centre of Keighley, run by Andrew Foster and his wife Janine and their son Joe. They and many others welcome the 100% business rate relief this year, but are concerned about next year and indeed the fairness of the whole business rate structure when considering pure online businesses and those based in premises. Will my right honourable friend continue to review this in light of COVID and look more closely to create a fairer business rate structure?
Well, I thank the honourable friend very much, and I'm delighted to hear about Rooms. And of course, in my own constituency, there have been many businesses that have reopened, and reopening the economy is the central step that we need for our national recovery. As he will know, we've committed to a fundamental review of the business rate systems and published some pretty comprehensive terms of reference to review at the spring budget. In the meantime, we are committed to supporting businesses and have taken actions to reduce the burden of rates, which will save businesses more than £13 billion over the next 5 years.
Let us head to Lincoln to visit Carl McCartney. Carl McCartney.
Thank you, Speaker. It's no secret that Chancellors have an overarching influence across all government departments. Within my Lincoln constituency county of Greater Lincolnshire, we are faced with major local government reorganisation. Does the Treasury have the view that for the UK's second largest county, a single unitary authority would be in the best financial interests of my constituents when enforcing forthcoming local government reform and devolution?
Well, I think it would be wrong for me to offer a view as a minister on this, but I can tell him that my personal experience has been that the more streamlined, the clearer the lines of authority and the more integrated and shared approach that is taken, the more effective the infrastructure delivery is likely to be.
David Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've been visiting high street businesses in Wantage, Didcot, Farringdon and elsewhere. They're hugely grateful for the furlough scheme, the grant scheme, the business rates holiday. But what they most want now is footfall. Does my right honourable friend agree that that should be the priority, and can he confirm he's considering all measures to increase footfall on the high street?
I can absolutely confirm that. The reason we've backed high street firms so strongly all the way through is precisely because we recognise the central importance of these sectors to getting Britain's high streets back firing on all cylinders. He'll know we've also introduced a business and planning bill to help businesses in England get back on their feet, and we've accelerated nearly £100 million of investment in town centres and high streets through the Towns Fund this year to the same end.
We've now got a substantive question from Sir Owen to Minister Bartley.
Treasury Ministers meet with the Secretary of State for Transport and the Home Secretary on a regular basis to discuss a variety of important issues, including the aviation industry.
Let's head up the M1 to Luton with Sir Owen.